In December 2017, Norway announced it would purchase 24 K9 Thunder self-propelled howitzers from South Korean firm Hanhwa for $215 million, with an option for up to 24 more in the future. The K9 edged out an upgraded M109 howitzer offered by the Swiss firm RUAG and the German Panzerhaubitze 2000, which has a similar main gun and performance profile, but a slightly faster rapid-fire rate compared to the K9. However, the PZH-2000 is considerably more expensive. This marks just the latest success of the South Korean howitzer system, which is already serving with Turkey and will soon enter service with 3 other NATO countries, as well as India and Finland. South Korea itself will have more than 1,200 of these guns deployed by 2019, to face down their intimidating North Korean counterparts along the mountainous demilitarized zones that separate the two states. The turret on the 52-ton K9 mounts a huge 155mm howitzer with a long .52 caliber barrel that can strike targets up to 26 miles away, or as far as 35 miles using rocket-assisted projectiles. The vehicle's 5-man crew is fully enclosed with protection from ambient nuclear, biological and chemical hazards, and protected by 19mm of steel armor, just enough to deflect heavy machine gun rounds and shrapnel, but not anything heavier. A .50 caliber machine gun on the turret offers a modicum of air and close defense capability. Recommended: America has military options for North Korea, but they're all bad. Recommended: 1,700 planes ready for war. Everything you need to know about China's Air Force. Recommended: stealth versus North Korea's air defenses. Who wins? South Korea designed the K9 to operate on the rugged mountains of the demilitarized zone with North Korea, and accordingly gave it advanced hydro-pneumatic suspension to overcome the rocky terrain. Despite weighing more than the US-built M109 Paladin, which has been in widespread use across the globe since the 1960s, the K9 is faster at 41 miles per hour, has a higher power-to-weight ratio thanks to its 1,000-horsepower engine, and has a nearly 40% greater operational range of 300 miles before requiring refueling. While the gun isn't stable enough to be fired on the move, it can be deployed for firing in just 1 minute. The gun uses an automatic feed mechanism to reduce the burden on the 2 loaders in the crew. It is capable of rapid firing 3 rounds in just 15 seconds using its multiple-round simultaneous impact mode, allowing a modernized version of a World War II tactic known as time on target. Operational research has shown that artillery is deadliest during the opening moments of barrage, when the targets are likely out in the open and unaware of the incoming attack, then declines steeply in effectiveness as adversaries hunker down into cover. By timing the shells in an opening salvo to land simultaneously before the enemy is aware they are incoming, they are likely to inflict far greater damage. The Thunder can carry up to 48 shells, and is resupplied by K-10 ammunition resupply vehicles, which can transfer up to 104 more rounds via an automated bridge that does not require the crew to expose themselves to fire. The K-10 uses the same hull as the K-9 for maintenance commonality. The Thunder's mobility, fast deployment time and MRSI capability make it well suited for delivering brief but deadly fires and then rapidly redeploying to new firing positions to avoid retaliatory counter-battery fire. The K9 actually first saw action with the Turkish army, in the form of a license-built variant called the T-155 Fırtına Storm. The Fırtınas were first employed in a cross-border incursion targeting Iraqi Kurdish PKK forces in 2007, and later were heavily engaged in attacks on Kurdish and ISIS forces across Turkey's border with Syria. However, ISIS fighters filmed themselves knocking out 3 Fırtınas at Gaziantep using Metis wire-guided anti-tank missiles in April 2016. Turkey currently possesses at least 300 T-155s, and has exported 36 to Azerbaijan, where they may see use in its on-and-off-again war with Armenia. South Korea's K-9s saw their own baptism by fire under less than auspicious circumstances on the afternoon of November 23, 2010, at Yeonpyeong Island, at the extreme western tip of the north-south border. Apparently feeling provoked by a South Korean naval exercise earlier in the morning, North Korean artillery based in the Kimari Peninsula and on the tiny island of Mudo began an indiscriminate hour-long bombardment of Yeonpyeong Island, killing 2 civilians and 2 Korean Marines, and wounding 22 more. Pages.